Hey guys, and welcome back to Mama Teach. So this is going to be a video all about my stem bins, morning choice tubs, morning choice, stem bins, whatever you are choosing to call them. I'm calling them morning tubs. They will look like this. Well, this will be the label for them. The TPT store that I bought this from, which I will link down below, her name is Aaliyah Marie. And I showed you the what it looked like in my TPT store on one of my last videos. Sorry, hold on. In one of my classroom setup videos, maybe day two or three, I showed you what it looked like in my TPT store, but I will link it down below. So I kind of just wanted to give you an overview real quick, and then I'm going to set you up so you can see me get them together, and then I will go through each one of them. So again, these are the labels that I'm using. These are the boxes that I'm using. I had a bunch of Target gift cards just that my students have given me over the last year. So these are Sterilite, just pencil boxes. I did buy them from Target. Again, I had Target gift cards. So I did buy them from Target. They were 99 cents a piece. If you buy them during Teacher Days at Target or tax-free weekend at Target, whatever tax-free weekend is for your state, you can get them a little bit cheaper. They are 97 cents, I think, at Walmart. So again, a little bit cheaper there. But these are the boxes that I'm using. The only thing I don't like about these boxes is that these squares right here are raised. And so when I go to glue these down, I'm going to have to be very intentional about where I put the tag. And I'm still not even sure that this is gonna work. It's gonna work. I'm just not sure it's gonna last all year. So I had kind of played around with other options. Like putting them on the inside, and then when you close it, it'll be like this, which isn't bad. I mean, you can still tell. And then I was hoping that maybe by putting it on the inside, the kiddos would be touching it less, because I'm afraid if I put it on the outside, and when they go to put them all back, that because these boxes have little squares here and they line up perfectly with the squares that are on top, so they kind of stack, if you will. Anyway, I'm afraid that when the kids go to put them back, it's going to take the tags off, and all year I'm going to be re-gluing tags. And while that's not the worst thing that's going to happen this coming school year, it's just not something I look forward to doing. So I'm wondering if I glue them on the inside, if the kids will touch them less. It'll look like that. I don't know. I don't really like the way that looks, but I don't know. Anyway, I may just glue them to the top and see what happens throughout the year. And then if I spend the first 9 weeks gluing them back on every morning, it's not going to be all of them every morning, I realize, but if I spend the first 9 weeks gluing them back on all the time, I'm just going to take them all off and glue them on the inside and see if that works better. I don't like the way that looks, but I know this isn't going to work. I know this isn't going to last, but I'm going to do it anyway. Anyway, so that's what I have. I also printed off, this was a Pinterest freebie that I found, some challenge cards for my Unifix cubes, and then some of the materials that I purchased for my stem boxes, morning choice tubs, whatever, came with challenge cards. So I'm hopeful that if I put these on like a ring, oh, there's a label. If I put these on a ring, that maybe they'll get taken care of. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna set you up so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna walk you through what is in each of them. So what you saw in that video is me filling all of my stem bins, morning tubs, morning choice, whatever you want to call them. They are the same. I know some people have trouble with the morning, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I know some people have trouble with the morning choice or the morning tub label because they want to use them other times of the day. It is just something that I have gotten in the habit of saying because I have had morning tubs for so long. I'm just redoing the way that I use them this year. So I am used to saying morning tubs, and that is what I'm sticking with. Again, since I am going from first to second with, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I am swapping from first to second grade this year, and I am taking some of my kids with me, not all of them, but some of them will be in my class again this year. And again, that is just terminology that we are all used to. So that is the terminology I'm sticking with. I have thought about letting them grab a box for like an early finisher activity, but normally I just make them read a book, depending on how long it's gonna be before the rest of us could be finished. So it is something that I have thought about letting them do. And if that's the case, go grab a morning tub and use it as an early finisher activity. I don't mind calling it that in the middle of the day. So call it what you want to, but it's all the same stuff. So what I'm gonna do is flip my camera around and kind of show you what is in each box, give you a rundown of my ideas behind each box, and I hope that you can get some ideas from this. There's only about 7 boxes that I went and bought the stuff for. Everything else I've just collected over the years, and I have duplicates of a couple of different boxes because those are things that are very popular in my classroom with my students, and so I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to have something that they like. So there's a couple of things that I am still missing that I need to go buy. I was gonna have a Hot Wheels box, and I don't have the Hot Wheels yet. I could steal some from my son's room because we have plenty and nobody would notice, but I was gonna go to Dollar Tree and buy like 5 Hot Wheels for the box. I had some students last year who were really into Hot Wheels, and again, because I'm getting some of those same kids, I want to have that as an option for them. So again, I'm gonna flip you around, show you what's in each box, kind of give you my thoughts behind that. So starting with this first table here is an overview. I currently have 30 boxes made. I actually have 31 boxes made, and then the Hot Wheels will make 32, which is kind of what I had envisioned. I have 3 extra boxes here, and then I have a pink box that you saw me swap some stuff out of. So I'm gonna use those for something else at my small group table. Okay, these are just regular markers, all 10 colors, and then in the bottom is some scrap pieces of paper. I do not, if I don't have to, sometimes it may happen where I have to. So this is a 4th sheet of a piece of printer paper. So cut in half and then cut in half again. So this is a 1/4 of a sheet of printer paper, fits perfectly in there. And I did put a few pieces of paper in there and hope that they won't use all of them in one day. Last year I could make a stack of paper like this last. It was a 1/2 sheet, not a 1/4 of a sheet, but I could make a stack of paper like that last, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. So anyway, so there are 2 of those. Second graders will have their own markers, so these may not be as big of a hit this year, but I had one of these boxes last year in my morning tubs, and it was a huge hit because the first graders at my school do not have markers. They only had crayons, so this was like a treat for them. But second grade, it may not be as big of a hit because they will have their own markers. I'm gonna go back to the half sheet of paper in just a second. Let's just do it now. Okay, so these are also 4th sheets of paper. You can see that there is writing on them. These are all kids that they're already gonna know. These are old like rosters. So what I was gonna say about the paper is I don't waste computer paper. So if I print something on half a sheet of paper and the other half is blank, I cut the papers in half and I store the half sheet of paper, the half blank side of the paper for stuff like this. These were all papers that I had taken out of stuff last year. There's nothing confidential on any of them. It's just a roster. So that I made. I mean, like I made this right here. And again, there's nothing confidential about it. These kids were all in my class last year. And this is only last names, not even first names on there. So I'm not violating any types of anything. This is a Spirograph. Just don't waste your paper. That's all I was gonna say with that. This is Spirograph. The Spirograph kit that I bought came with some colorful pens. So there's a blue, red, and green one. So I just stuck those pens in there because pens aren't something that the kids get to use a lot. So I think they will enjoy that. If I find some other markers that I think may be a bigger hit, I may change them out. But with my Spirograph, take you over here. This is the giant mess that I just made to try to do this. With my Spirograph, I bought this in the Halloween section at Target, and it's a Halloween Spirograph. So I may change this out. I will change that out come Halloween time. Okay, going back over here. These are Unifix cubes. I put 50 Unifix cubes in here. They were already in rows like this, so I didn't have to do that, but I picked 50 because one of my challenge cards says, right here, says to build a structure with exactly 42 cubes. So this way they're gonna have to count, but I put 50 in there just to make sure they had enough for what they needed. Again, I'm going to hole punch these and put these on a binder ring, and then they will fit perfectly in here. These were printed 4 to a sheet also, so 1/4 of a piece of paper, just like these guys. All right, these are perler beads. I have tons and tons and tons of perler beads, so I also have this as an indoor recess activity. But here's some like little guides. I have some tweezers just for fine motor and because they think it's fun to pick them up. And then here, there's 3 different shapes. So I have a heart, this flower, and a square. And then again, it gives them some little patterns that they can use. They don't have to use them, but if some of them like, especially this heart right here, oh, my girls loved that last year. And I only put 1 pair of tweezers in here for a reason. I have more, but these are brain flakes, snowflake connectors, whatever you want to call them. Brain flakes is what my label says. These are puzzles from the Dollar Tree. I need to go through my puzzles because, again, last year, if you had watched any of my other videos, my kiddos were rough on a lot of my materials, and so a lot of my puzzles are broken or missing pieces. So I need to go through all my puzzles. But for now, until I can get some more and make sure that these are right, there are 2 puzzles in here in case they finish one puzzle before the next. And there's a boy and a girl option. Boy and girl option. These are pipe cleaners and beads. I'm going to stick some new pipe cleaners in here, but these were just like bracelets that they had made last year. I don't let them keep anything that they make because if I do that, then I'm going to run out of supplies, and I'm not restocking this stuff every year, even every like couple months. So there's letter beads. There's just little pink, green, yellow. All this came from the Dollar Tree 6 years ago. I have not bought any of this stuff recently except for my Temu stuff, which I showed you in my Temu haul. These are connector straws. So they take these little pieces, they connect it, and I only put 30 straws in here, and I didn't count the connectors, but if you look, I might have already put it away, but I have tons of these. But I'm thinking 30 is a good number because I had to put the big box of these away last year. I had them as an indoor recess thing, and I had to put them away because my kids were, once they can build such a large object it becomes chaos and the kids get out of control with it. So I only put 30 straws in there. These are the sticks and rings that I bought from Temu. Great quality, and they come with challenge cards. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to punch holes in these challenge cards, because I have a couple of others that have challenge cards, and I haven't decided yet. Is there something about, like, already ruining, not really ruining, but poking holes in brand new things, and but I think they may last better that way. I'm not really sure yet. So yeah, so those are sticks and rings. They just build what's on that. If you need more of an in-depth of any of this stuff, just let me know down in the comments below, and I can make or enter a very detailed thing into another video. These are Jenga blocks. I don't care if they Jenga with it. I don't care if they build a castle with it. I don't care. I don't care what they do. These are dry erase cards. So I've got some dry erase markers here, like this one right here. I've just had these for a long time, and I finally broke them back out last year. My kids loved them. So it says turn the circles into flowers. So they just use the dry erase marker and make flowers out of them. Each card is double-sided, and you make something different. So this one says draw us each a spaceship. So they have to draw a spaceship for each one of them. But there is like a giant stack of cards. Make the cupcakes. I think what I'm going to do though is when I get to Dollar Tree, which I plan to do sometime soon, I'm going to buy a colorful pack of Expo markers. They won't be Expo brand, but a colorful pack so they can use their imagination a little bit better. All right, these are the matchsticks I bought off Temu. Again, it has the challenge cards and the little matchsticks. There are not a ton of matchsticks. There's like just enough to build like these more complicated ones. I wish there were a little bit more, but that's fine. Matchsticks. This is Tanagrams. Here's a booklet that has all of these in it. Probably shouldn't put the booklet in there. It's gonna get torn up quickly. But like I don't have a binder ring that's gonna fit all of these. So I don't want to put those on a binder ring. But anyway, so they just use these shapes. That was purchased off Temu. Again, great quality. These are off Temu. These are the suction cup guys. There's 40 suction cups in there. Great quality off Temu. These I already had hashtag blocks from the dollar spot at Target. I have two boxes of these because again, this is something that's super popular with my kids, and I just want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to use them. These I'm calling sticks and rings. They just connect together like this. They can build whatever. I had a little booklet that like gave them ideas, but it got ripped up, so that's how I know that the Tanagram booklet's gonna get ripped up. I do not have a label for these because this is something I've just got, but I can go make a label. These are just little linking, what would you call these? I don't know, links. Linky links, I don't know. Some links right there. These I bought off Temu. These were free, by the way. I got them from another person. These I got off Temu. I'm calling these snowflake connectors. They are really good quality. There's 120 snowflakes in there. This is a box of fidgets. My label just says fidgets. Some kids just want to sit here and pretty much do nothing really because it's early and they're tired and stuff. So a marble mesh, I knew what this was called before I put it in here. These are like little rings. I don't know, my daughter introduced me to these. I don't even know where they came from. There's a Rubik's Cube. There's a ball in here. Yeah, you can see the ball right there. They have to get it around the maze. A slinky. These little poppy things, and then this one goes on the end of a pencil butt, and then just like a single poppet. Let's see. I have 2 boxes of Legos. Again, these were purchased at Dollar Tree. And I had these certain colors, not because I'm like in love with these colors or anything, but when I bought these Legos, these were the only colors available, and I've just stuck with it because These colors indicate morning tub colors, and rainbow colors indicate indoor recess colors. So I keep these same colors in here for that reason. These are morning tub colors. So if I find a blue one on the ground, or my kids find a blue one on the ground, we automatically can assume it goes in here. And if it actually came out of there because that has blue in it, it's fine. But specifically like the brown, the gray, those don't really come in like the rainbow colored boxes. So anyway, Dollar Tree for those. This one just has 3 poppets in it. Again, something super popular with some of my kids who are very, I don't want to use the word antisocial, but don't really care to play. They just want to do something mindless. These are just spinning tops. They do light up, if you can see that. I just put 3 in here. This may end up going back in my closet eventually. I don't know if this is really going to work, but I thought it was cute. This is the Ring Ring game. I showed you this in my haul video. I bought that from Temu. Again, great quality. Nothing I bought from Temu so far, and I just placed another order today. So yeah, not for anything for here, but these are Play-Doh monsters. I got 2 cups of Play-Doh. I'm going to give very explicit directions with these guys, with all of them, but I cannot stand Play-Doh colors mixing. If they get mixed, it just is going to be what it is, and I'm not going to stress over it, but they're not getting any more colors. So I have some little pipe cleaners, I have some larger pipe cleaners, I have some buttons, I have sets of googly eyes if they want to make. So I have like a red one, I have pink ones, I have green ones, I have blue ones, yellow ones. I'm trying to find a blue one. Yeah, the blue ones are fun. And then I put like 1 giant one because that's not really that much Play-Doh. So I put 1 giant one. If you guys can think of anything else to make Play-Doh monsters, let me know down in the comments below, because I had more ideas in my head, but then I got to like digging through my stuff, and besides some like pony beads, I don't really know what else I could put in here. So let me know down in the comments what you would put in there. These are, again, wooden blocks, not Jenga, but these are to build like castles and stuff. Again, I don't care what they build. More puzzles, because puzzles are super popular. I like these specifically from the Dollar Tree because they come in these little bags, and if the kids can take care of them good enough, they last. So helps keep them stored easily and separated between the 2 puzzles. Because if not, then I gotta go through them. But if the bag does get ripped up, I try to just take the picture off of it, like this picture right here. Try to take the picture off of it and stick it in a Ziploc bag. So I can't do that one-handed, put that back together. But this one is this one right here. So popsicle stick building. So I have popsicle sticks that connect. I have natural ones and I have colorful ones, and then I have some clothespins. Just different idea. This is kinetic sand. I don't mind kinetic sand. If you do, then obviously don't use it. But it's super easy to clean up and relatively easy to replace. But yeah, so I'm only going to put 1 color in here because, again, I don't want the colors mixed. And if you think I should put some like items in here though, like, I don't really know what. Maybe like some miniature cookie cutters, which I have at my house. I don't know. Let me know down below if you would stick anything else in here with them. I'm not sticking another color, so don't suggest that, because I'm not putting any more colors in here. But I have other colors to replace it if it gets nasty or a bunch of it gets dropped on the floor or whatever. But if you would stick like items in here, I'm thinking miniature cookie cutters now. I don't know, just let me know down below. It's super satisfying to play with. Again, so these are what the labels look like. The wooden blocks goes on the box I just showed you. The puzzles, kinetic sand, stick building. Here's the Play-Doh monsters. They didn't use anything other than Play-Doh and googly eyes. So if you have any suggestions for the Play-Doh monsters, drop it down in the comments. So this is what I'm looking at so far. And I'm going to flip my camera back around, kind of go over an overview, and then put you on a time lapse so I can put the labels on. maybe 2 to a page, I'm not sure yet. And depending on how big they are. And then I'm gonna laminate them, put a dry erase marker in here, and then they'll be able to do some mazes. So the label looks like that. But before I do that, I wanted to show you the product. I wanted to show you how I got the labels, and I'm gonna make the label for this one. So on my TPT, this is, I went through some of this stuff the other day. This is the purchase, so it's called Morning Tub Labels. Sorry guys, I've tried to make this like as easy to view as possible. If it's not perfect, I apologize. So this is what it looks like. Again, her name is Aaliyah Marie, and I found this link through this product through another YouTuber. Looking at this picture though, it's not her. I thought she made the labels, the girl that posted the video, but looking at this, I don't think she did. So, because this is not the girl in the video. So anyway, these are the labels she used. So these are the labels I ended up buying. And when you purchased them, they were $4.50. When you purchase them, this is like the opening cover. And I told you guys in my video that in one of my classroom setup videos, that she uses like very generic, which was fine. And I was okay with them. Because then once you click on them, they're like actually really cute, but I couldn't get these images for the ones that I like. Here's the links I need. But I couldn't get any more of these images for the ones that I wanted to make that she didn't already have. So instead what I did was, these are just, she changes some colors, she changes some fonts, but she doesn't add any more. So like she has these, you can add, if you look up here in hers that were like already done, you can add text here. She has some, it was like a huge file. She has some to where the font was already, or the words were already in there, and it was like talking about sharing and make sure, like this marker one right here would have been like, make sure you put the lid on the marker and clean up when it's time and share. And the only reason I didn't like the words was because it said share, and I don't want my kids to share. I know that sounds bad, but I just want it to be 1 kid per box. So I didn't go with the words. Again, those are instructions that I can explicitly teach. So anyway, so scrolling down, here's like an all black version with just some clip art kiddos. Like she has like other ideas, like here's some money, here's some counting bears. I just don't own any counting bears. Like playing cards, geoboards. I have geoboards, but my geoboards didn't fit in the box. Okay, so this is where, kind of going off, like I tried to make my own. This picture's like way too big, but it was like, get the blocks out, learn at your own table, use the blocks correctly, clean up when it's time. But I kind of felt like this was repetitive and not necessary for 2nd grade because 1, they're not going to read it, and 2, again, these are instructions I'll explicitly teach. So going down, I know that like scrolling over here, you can't really tell, but and they all kind of look the same, but they're not all the same, I promise. So this was my first try at them. Maybe this was my, yeah, so this was my first try at them with like the Rae Dunn font here and then like a regular font here, but I didn't end up liking that one. So here's the ones I ended up creating. So this, this font right here, I couldn't recreate, and I wanted both, and I could recreate the Rae Dunn font a little bit better, and I couldn't do this one, so I just chose this one. Anyway, so this is just like an image that I have inserted, but like I'll go through, like these are all the ones that I just put up on my, these are all the ones I just put on my boxes. So what I did was I only made 1 marker box instead of 2. Yeah, so I am going to right click and duplicate slide, and it'll create a slide that looks just like this. I'm going to delete everything because I am going to have to, when I print this, it's going to print all 4 boxes, and I don't want to waste all the color ink and stuff for that. So right here, I'm just changing the font, and I'm gonna put links. And then to get the image, because I'm not selling this or sharing this in any way, shape, or form, I just Googled images, and here is the picture that I chose. I right-clicked, copy image, go to my morning tub, paste the image. It's giant, so I just resized it. And there it is, still too big, so yeah. That will look similar to the rest of them. So yeah, if you can see there. And then when I go to print it, if you print them like this, they just barely fit on the pencil boxes, which is how the girl in the video has hers. I just didn't like it that big. So I printed them, they're already 4 to a page, but I printed 2 slides, like this one and this one will be on the same page. So if you go to File, Print, this is page 104 or slide 104. Might take a minute because it has to download all 104 slides, even though I'm gonna only print the last one. Some people have also been asking me how to make some things in Canva, so I'm gonna redo my library genres poster and I'll make a video of that. Anyway, this takes like forever, but you get the gist. So when I print it, I'll print 2 slides to a page, or it says 2 pages to a page, and that will put 8 boxes on 1 page. And yeah, okay, so here we go. So right here where it says all, I'm just gonna change it to custom, and I only want page 104, but what I do want is 2 pages per sheet. Okay, 2 pages per sheet. That's how I got mine as small as they are. So when I print it, this bottom half will be blank and these will be blank, which is fine. I can save them if I want to put them on a box at some other point and I just don't have time to make a label. So when I go print, I have to save everything to my desktop at school. I'm not sure why, but so I'm just gonna save them to my desktop. Here they are. Those are my kiddos. And then I'm gonna go print, and I think my printer is not plugged up. So instead of printing them and showing you, this is what it will look like when it prints out. I'm gonna have to hook up my printer. But okay, so now that you've seen everything that is in my stim bins, y'all, I have wasted like so much time this morning just doing that. I've been here for like 2 hours already and I haven't accomplished anything. So anyway, okay, so you just saw that. So my thoughts behind the stim bins are, let me show you what one of my stim bins look like next year. Again, we're calling them morning tubs, but so I had 6 of these, and every once in a while, I was really good about it at the beginning of the year. I would try to do it every like 2 weeks. I would like change out some of the materials until I kind of figured out like what the kids actually liked. And then when it got towards the end of the year, I just stopped changing them because my kids were only allowed to play with them once a week, and so they kind of never really got tired of them. So yeah, we started off the year with them playing with them 5 days a week. But some of the behaviors that I had in my room just didn't allow for it. So once a week we were able to do it, and I'll go back to that if I need to. So anyway, so they have these labels on them. It says morning tub number 3. I had a cute little like morning tub like rules. It said, I don't know where it is, but it was like a freebie off TPT, and it said morning tub expectations, and it kind of just had like a bunch of rules to go with it. And but my kids never really, I mean, I referenced it at the very beginning of the year when I taught my kids how to use the tubs and how to like put them back in things, but I did not, we never looked at it again, and the kids never read them again, and it was just a waste of space. So that's why I'm like not super worried about it this year. Okay, so my thoughts this year. Instead instead of having 6 of these that I was letting 4 to 5 kids play with at a time, and then they would be able to like go to a different one if they got bored with this, depending on how long we did it. Some mornings we did it for 10 minutes, some mornings we did it for like 45 minutes, just depending on how my day was going and all the things that may or may not have needed to get done before I could get started. So my thoughts this year. I'll have 32 tubs by the time this is said and done with. Yeah, I'll have 32 tubs by the time this is said and done with. I will only have like 22 kids at the max, maybe up to 24, but I don't even think I'll have that many. So that is more tubs than I have kids. So I'm thinking that they'll get 1 tub when they walk in the morning. They have a morning message that they have to write in their agendas. That's just something we do school-wide. So after they write in their agendas, then they can get a morning tub box and take it to their desk. Last year I let them move around the room because it was like 4 to 5 kids at a tub, and I'm not doing that this year. I think that was part of my chaos, and I think that was part of why it didn't end up working for me. So they get 1 tub, they go to their seat with it, and they play with it on their own. They are allowed to talk. It's not like quiet time, because that was the whole purpose of morning tub time, is to promote collaboration and to promote a healthy classroom environment and friendships and conversation and things like that. So they are going to be allowed to talk. I don't mind them talking. I'm doing nothing that requires them to be quiet. Just taking attendance and trying to get my life together, taking up money, just doing teachery things in the morning. Everybody already knows this. So they will be allowed to talk, but they have to take the box to their desk. It will be 1 child per box. We're not sharing boxes. You're not sharing with your neighbor. When I ring my bell, or last year I had a timer set on my phone just so I would know too. My kids knew to clean up when the timer went off and meet me on the rug. So that is how it'll work again this year. Whenever my timer or whatever goes off, they will clean up, the boxes will go back on the shelf, and we will come to the carpet and start our day. Now when they come in the following morning, so like Monday, say they grabbed the Legos. On Tuesday, they cannot grab the Legos. They have to grab something else. Just so that if somebody else wants a turn at the Legos, yes, I have 2 Lego boxes, but that's only 2 kids out of 22 kids. So if somebody else wants the Lego boxes, then everybody will get a chance to use them at some point. So whatever you grabbed on Monday, you cannot grab on Tuesday. Whatever you grab on Tuesday, you cannot grab on Wednesday. So that's how I plan to do with That's what I plan to do with that. How I'm going to introduce these at the beginning of the year. So we have a 3-day week, our first week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm going to take time the first week, just randomly. I'm not going to do it all at one time, but over the course of 3 days, I'm going to introduce 10 boxes a day. So we'll come to the carpet, we'll meet in a circle. I'll show them 3 boxes at a time. We'll come to the carpet later. I'll show them 3 more boxes, whatever. Okay, so 10 boxes a day. I'm going to show them, just to show them what's in it, show them how to use it, show them how to put it back. Like the markers, make sure you put the lids on the markers. Some of these things, like the creative straws with the connectors, these little friends right here, these straws will not fit back in that box. 1, if they're not diagonal, and 2, if they have the connector left on the end of them. And that wasn't the case with the box that I had them in last year. The box that they came in, they went straight and the connectors fit on the end of them and they fit back in the box. That's not the case this year. So I'm going to teach them how to use it like the Play-Doh monsters. Please don't mix the Play-Dohs. Anyway, so 3 boxes introduced every once in a while. Over the course of the 3 days, I hope to have all 10 boxes introduced. That way when they come in on Monday the following week, they can write their morning message and grab a box. Also the first 3 days, once I've introduced like the first 10 boxes, I'm gonna let them play with those 10 boxes, and then I'm gonna put like a couple boxes on each group of tables. Like maybe when they come back from PE, they'll be on the table or something. And then I'm gonna have them like rotate around the room. So it's like, okay, go to your seat, play with these boxes that are on your table for a minute, and then we're gonna rotate. Or maybe once I get all 30 boxes introduced, I don't know. Somehow at some point, I'm gonna make them rotate around the room so they get a chance to play with everything and kind of see what things they like and what things they don't like. And if I find later in the year that some of the boxes aren't being grabbed for at all, say the markers or the suction cups or the Jenga blocks or whatever. I have other things in my classroom that I can use to interchange them. So I have some other little stacking things. I have lots more kinetic sand, more tubs of dough that I can make more Play-Doh monsters with. So I can interchange those throughout the year. These aren't like set in stone if there's something that doesn't work. But yeah, so that is what I intend to do with the boxes. That is how I intend to use the boxes. That's how I intend to introduce the boxes. So I hope that you have enjoyed watching this video. I hope that this video has given you some ideas. Try to think outside the box. Don't go buy a bunch of stuff. Try to think of things that you already have. I can't tell you like how much stuff I have collected over the years, just like random stuff like this. So I do try to, like, if somebody, I have the Amazon wish list. So if somebody comes to me and says, hey, what would you most want on this list? I always try to pick items like this because we do have indoor recess a lot with the rain and stuff. When we get our state money, our school gets money from, I call it state money. I don't really know where the money comes from, but it's called SIS funds, and every year we get X amount of dollars. And so I always try to buy like 3 or 4 new things with that money. So that's where a lot of this stuff has come from. I didn't up and buy all this stuff just to make these boxes this year. I did buy the boxes this year, which cost me $35. But I used gift cards that I, had from kiddos that, for Christmas or into school or stuff like that. So think outside the box. Don't try to spend a bunch of money. Use what you have, and the kiddos will enjoy it, I promise. So yeah, if you have not already, go ahead and like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. If you have any other video ideas that you want to see, things you've seen around my room, ideas such as this and how I use them and how I got them together and whatnot, let me know and I will drop a new video out for you. I don't mind making new videos. So yeah, I'm excited to see these boxes in progress, and maybe mid-year I can, try to update you on how they're going, the condition that they're in. Expecting some of the boxes to break. I'm not sure what kind of quality they are. I've never used them before, so cross our fingers that they don't break. So yeah, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.